Hi and welcome to Run Tall with Tim. I'm Tim and today I'm comparing two of my favorite daily trainers from Hoka. It's the Mach 4 versus the Clifton 7. Now before I get into it too far, I always like to demonstrate what it looks like to run in the shoes that I'm about to review for you. So let's do that. But then when we come back together, we're going to take a real close look at the Mach 4 and the Clifton 7 to try to answer the question, which shoe is right for you? If you're new to the channel, I post running shoe reviews and comparisons both on Wednesday and Saturday mornings, and that's at 5 a.m. Standard Eastern Time here in the US. I also like to post other videos related to running, but I'm never sure what day of the week that's going to be or even what time. So if you like watching running shoe reviews and other videos related to running, be sure to subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell so that you'll be notified each time that I upload new content. Now this video is not intended to be a full review of either shoe, but if you want to check those out, I'll put a link or a card above that you can click on that'll take you to reviews that I've completed for each of them previously. Now both of these fall into that daily trainer category. They're both neutral road shoes and they each cost $130 US. Now there is a difference in the weight of these. The Clifton 7s do come in a little bit heavier, but I still consider them to be a lightweight daily trainer. For a US men's size 9 on my scales, they came in at 9.1 ounces, and the Mach 4s came in at 7.9 ounces. And again, that's a men's size 9 on my scales. So let's talk about the fit first. With the Hoka Mach 4, I feel like there's a little bit more room up in the toe box in order for me to be able to splay my toes, and that feels really comfortable. I was able to get a nice, secure, lockdown feeling across my midfoot that helped to keep me locked in and secure in the heel cup of the shoe. With the Clifton 7, a little bit less room up in the toe box. You know, they're a little more aggressive on the lateral side of the shoe where they start that curvature, so I don't have quite as much room to splay my toes. I am able to get a snugged in feeling across the midfoot. I wouldn't say that it's locked in because there's a little bit more stretch to the material of the shoe. But I felt like it was very comfortable. I didn't have any issues with my heel slippage, either up or down or side to side. Just not as secure of a feeling as I can get in the Hoka Mach 4. Let's take a look at the material that they used on the upper of each of these. And so I'm going to zoom in on the Clifton 7s first. And as we get a nice close-up look, we can see that they have these really large perforations up in the toe box. And then those run all the way along the side of the shoe back to the midfoot. And then they've got their Hoka logo on the back side of the heel counter. You would think with all of those large perforations that this shoe would be ultra breathable. I found it, however, to run just a little bit warm underfoot. And as I mentioned just a second ago, this material, it's soft and it has a lot of stretch to it. And I think in part because they have such large perforations there, it just gives it a lot of stretch to the material. So when I was out running, oftentimes I would need to stop and cinch up my laces just a little bit more to continue to get a nice snug down feeling across my midfoot. Now I found it to be really comfortable to run in, and there is a lot of give. So you didn't ever feel like you were restricted in moving through your gait cycle. I found that to be really smooth and comfortable in the Clifton 7. Now with the Hoka Mach 4s, let's zoom in and we'll take a look at the upper on that shoe. And you can see that, they do have perforations up in that toe box and again along to the side of the shoe. They're just not these massively large size perforations as there is in the Clifton 7. And there's not nearly the kind of stretch in that material as there is in the Clifton 7. So I'm able to get a nice lockdown, secure feeling across the midfoot. And I've mentioned this in other reviews of the Hoka Mach 4 that I've done in the past, that I think that this is, for me, the best upper that Hoka has produced to date. And I've run in a lot of Hoka shoes. So for me, that's saying a lot. I really enjoyed the upper on this. I found it to be lightweight, breathable, just super comfortable underfoot. And most importantly, I feel really secure and locked in across that midfoot. Keep my heel in place so that I feel very comfortable when I'm out running. Looking at the eyelet chain on each of these, they're pretty darned equivalent. They're nearly the same. Slightly different design in terms of the plastic overlays on the outside of the eyelets to help give it a little bit of durability. But in terms of its functionality, they're pretty much the same. So let's talk about the tongue on each of these. Now, they're both semi-gusseted. With the Clifton 7, you just have more material there on the tongue, so it's a little bit more padding. I'd say it's pretty traditional in terms of the style of padding that they used. I didn't have any issues with feeling the laces across the top of my midfoot, so it did what it's intended to do, and that's to help keep you comfortable while you're out on your workout. With the Mach 4, bit more thin of a tongue there, but still very comfortable. Didn't have any issues, and because they're both semi-gusseted, you don't have to worry about them migrating around or anything along those lines. Comparing the padding around the heel collar and the tab of each of these, they're pretty much the same. I couldn't tell the difference in the amount of padding that they used or even in the style of padding that they used. I would say that, each of these used kind of that pillow style, so the padding's up along the collar and around to the tab, and they both feature an anatomically correct Achilles heel flare that doubles as a pull tab to help get your shoes on. Now there's a lot of structure in both of these shoes and the heel counter, so as I give it the pinch test and try to squeeze that material together, there's a lot of resistance there. And that same old's true if I try to push forward, so it gives you a lot of stability in that heel area. It creates a nice solid heel cup for you to sit in. I'd say they're pretty equivalent. Now the Hoka Mach 4 does have this plastic piece that's on the outside, so it appears like it's going to be a bit stiffer, but there is just a lot of material in the Clifton 7 as well. And again, as I push forward on that heel counter, you can see that there is just a lot of structure back there. So if you're in need of a lot of stability to holding your heel in place, creating a nice heel pocket, both of these daily trainers have that and will give that to you. So let's look at the midsoles, and they both feature a 5mm offset from the heel to the toe, and they each have an early stage meta rocker. So looking at the Clifton 7 first, now they have their soft EVA foam all the way from the heel to the toe. They have a nice rounded heel here with a nice bevel on it so that, if you're a heel striker, it's going to aid to that feeling of a smooth transition from your heel all the way through to your toe off. I've always found these to be very cushioned and soft to run in with plenty of energy return, especially when I was forefoot to midfoot striking. Also, at times when I was heel striking, I found that the Clifton 7s were a little bit softer and maybe a little bit more forgiving or more comfortable to land on my heel in these than I did in the Mach 4. With the Mach 4, they have two different kinds of foam underfoot. Their top layer is their ProFly Foam, which is really soft foam to land on. And then underneath that, they have a rubberized EVA foam that also doubles as their outsole material. Now, I think Hoka did a fantastic job here in blending these two and finding a nice balance. So you've got that nice soft ProFly foam to land on, and then you have a good amount of energy return or bounce in that more rubberized EVA foam underneath that to just help move you through your gait cycle. I found it to be really natural feeling to run in these shoes. Now there is a slightly different style in the heel. Now with the Mach 4s, they have a swallowtail heel, so they have this kind of a split heel here. And I will say, as I mentioned just a second ago, that if you heel strike, I found that the Clifton 7s just felt like they were a little bit more forgiving or a little softer than it was when I was landing in the heel of the Mach 4. So let's flip these over and we'll take a look at the outsoles on each of them. With the Clifton 7, it's really a pretty traditional outsole. They've got blown rubber, and all of the high abrasion areas. So up around the heel as well as up in the forefoot. It's not overly done. I'd say that they have just about the right amount to give the shoe, a little bit of longevity, protecting that soft EVA foam underfoot, but also to give it just a little bit of traction too when you need it. Now that's in contrast with the Mach 4 that simply uses that rubberized EVA soft material that they have underfoot as part of their midsole material. It doubles as their outsole, so you don't see any blown rubber here. But still, it's pretty durable. They've done this in other shoes in the past and it's held up pretty well. Now time will tell just how durable it will be. But for now, they're holding up pretty well. They don't have much in terms of grip. So, this is strictly a road shoe for the most part, or some really hard packed dirt, gravel maybe. And I have run on it both on, some what I would call, hard packed trails, and it did okay. But there isn't a lot of grip there that's going to keep you secure to the road as it would with a more traditional outsole material. So the Clifton 7, I think, is a great shoe to pick up anytime that you're going out on an easy run. Maybe pace isn't your first concern, but you're looking for a little bit of comfort, that soft run experience. I think they're perfect for that. With the Mach 4s, if you want to pick up the pace, go a little bit faster, maybe a tempo day, a progression run, goal pace workout, anything along those lines, I think the Mach 4s do a fantastic job. They also feel good at that easy pace as well, but I think they really shine when you want to pick up and put a little speed into your workout. Hey, thanks for making it to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it for you. As always, run tall, run strong, be kind to one another. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.